What?
The Depression days of the 1930s drove men to desperate ways of making a buck, teetering on chairs on high ledges, marathon dancing, flagpole sitting, anything a man could invent to squeeze a dime out of a paying audience or a sponsor. Some of these stunts would inspire later bits of madness, like demolition derbies or, well, like lots of things in the 1970s. If it was poverty that drove men to be human flies in the old days, perhaps it was the desire of 1970s man to escape the anonymity of the computer age that inspired him to things like, well, George Willig's climb of the World Trade Center. Willig's climb was scientific, almost fail-safe, but a later climb of Angel's Landing showed George to be all too human.
Oh, my. George, are you all right?
Yep.
You okay, George?
Yep.
You sure?
Yep.
Hang on for a second. Check yourself.
Don't even try to talk.
Just knocked the wind out of me.
Willig survived all right, and so did Evel Knievel. But Knievel was more of a throwback to the old days of carnivals and hype and daredevils, not scientists. Evel recalled the days of the stuntman at the county fair, and he did it on TV. One wonders how far Evel would have gotten if he succeeded all the time. He succeeded on this jump, but we remember his failures, his injuries, and we wonder why a man would endure endless months in hospitals to make a living, no matter how lucrative it might be. Remember this one in London's Wembley Stadium? People came to watch Knievel because they knew the risk of failure was very real. They were titillated as he tried to leap a line of London buses. It was always something different. Buses in London, sharks when Jaws was popular, and so on. Anything that was topical. But the constant thread was not success, but failure. His original boast was that he would leap the Grand Canyon on a motorcycle. Well, eventually, he settled for the Snake River Canyon in Idaho, and again, it was a spectacular bust. As the decade comes to a close, Evel Knievel is touring with his son, who has begun to jump. Evel himself is not jumping, but says he plans to resume his career in 1980. At the beginning of the decade, Gary Gabelich set a world land speed record on the Bonneville Salt Flats in October of 1970 at a speed of 622.407 miles per hour in his rocket-powered blue plane. Just this month, Stan Barrett became the first to break the sound barrier on land. His unofficial mark, more than 700 miles an hour.